Hi guys, today we're gonna do a short video about replacing the DC jack in an HP Envy, and the one I'm talking about is the 17-inch one, 17-inch HP Envy, 7th generation Core i7. So the problem with this one, obviously, it is a broken DC jack. The customer brought it in thinking it's a motherboard problem because all of a sudden the computer does not turn on. He's plugging the charging in, he tried different chargers, tried different battery. Probably the battery he charged was completely depleted and the computer was not turning on, so he brought it in thinking it's a motherboard problem, but actually the problem is a broken DC jack. Now, before you draw any conclusions, closely look at the DC jack in your computer, because most of the time you can clearly see if the jack itself is damaged. And I'm gonna show you what to look for. I'm gonna show you how this one looks. I'm not sure you're gonna be really able to see it. I'll try my best to show you, and I'll show you how a good one is supposed to be looking. So we're gonna look inside of the adjust. Okay. Now the part we're interested to see, it's inside that little hole. Now let's see. This is broken as well. Do you see the wires inside? There are some golden wires. You're not supposed to be able to see those in a good DC jack. A good DC jack should look something like this fella right here. Let's see if you're able to see it. Come on, zoom. Focus, camera, focus. Okay, not gonna be able to see it. Well, probably now. You see, it's got a little plastic inside. Now that one is broken, and that inside of there are four different contacts. If those contacts are not doing contact to the pin one wire circuit, I was talking about it a little bit earlier, so basically they have to make contact with the pin inside. Well, I'm demanding too much of this camera to focus on such a small things, but there is a small pin inside of the charger, and that pin is making contact with those four wires. If it's not making, then the computer obviously will not charge, and you have the problem which I just mentioned. Computer might not even be turning on if it's out of battery. So let's get to disassemble this computer. There we go. So we're gonna turn it upside down, and let's see here. Okay, this one also has a broken corner, but that's something which happened previously, so that will not affect. Okay, now what we're gonna do first, we're gonna remove the battery. So the battery is very easy to remove. You have a slide right here which shows you it's unlocked or locked. You want to have it on unlock, and then push it from here. The battery will pop up right there. Okay, now in here you will have 3 screws, 1, 2, well 4 actually, 1, 2, 3 and 4 screws. We're going to get rid of those. Okay. Okay, come on, buddy. Now, this particular computer has, you see this little plastic, the black tab right there. Well, that one you'll have to actually pop it up. So it's gonna be like this, and then it will expose 2 more screws right under there. This one came off with the plastic because plastic is broken, obviously. We knew about that issue. And you're gonna have 2 more screws under there, and the same on the other side. there should be another 2 screws once we lift this little guy up. Okay. Oh, come on. Okay, that one, it's one more screw there. Okay, now we lifted this guy up. And there are, as you see, 2 more screws here, 1 and 1. Okay, now we're gonna take off all the screws which you can see. I'm gonna pause the video right here because there's nothing you can see from pretty much you know how to unscrew a screw. What I want to show you, you see on the back there are 2 little of these tabs glued, one there and one right here, under which you have a screw. So I'll get to get the screws off and we'll get back to you. Okay, so we have removed all the screws from the back of the computer. Now we wanna remove the DVD. Just put your nail right there and just push it up, just like this. The DVD is out, and that's about it. Now we wanna remove the bottom case. How are we gonna do that? Take our pry tool and we're gonna slide it right here, you see, in between the edge of the computer, and just lift, slowly lift. Okay, you go nice and slow around the computer. You will release the plastic clips which is holding the bottom case to the top case, basically the palm rest. Okay, and we'll do the same here. Don't worry if you hear cracking, it is absolutely normal when the clips are giving, okay, they make a noise. Now, we're gonna close the computer just like this at an angle, and we're gonna put a little pressure on the back of the case, just like this. Give it a little play, and then just remove it like so. Okay, so that was it, and this is the inside of your HP Envy. Pretty much a lot of unused space. Well, here is the DVD, will fit in here. This is your RAM. If you want to upgrade the RAM, this is the method you're gonna be using. This one is not much you can upgrade because most of them, they do come with a 16 gigabytes DDR3 1600 megahertz. You could buy, if you like, to buy 8 gigabytes DDR3 1800 megahertz. 18,600 megahertz, basically. That's gonna be slightly faster, and this computer does support it. Also, if you want to upgrade your hard drive, change it to an SSD drive. This is your hard drive right here. It's very easy to remove. You'll just basically just lift it up and you'll slide this connector out. We're not gonna do that. Now let's get to the AC adapter, and I will show you how to remove the AC adapter. So that one, it sits right here. Okay, so in order to remove it, we'll have to remove the right hinge. You have 2 screws right here, 1, 2. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so 2 screws right there. We're gonna get rid of those 2 screws. Okay, this one is very tight, need a little leverage. So they're supposed to be tight, especially the screws around the hinges. Do not over tie it when you put it back together, because you might strip the screw, or even worse, break the part where the screw gets in. Now, in order to remove the hinge, you'll try to do it by hand, but you'll see it's not moving because it's very tight. So what I choose to do is just open the computer just like so. Okay, and then put it back on. And as you see, the hinge, it stayed elevated. Okay, now we can maneuver it. Okay, and this guy right here, it's your DC jack. It doesn't have any screws or anything which is cut with, so we're just going to take the cable out just like so. And if you will see, okay, let me see if my camera is good enough to do that. Right here on top of the DC jack, there are two plastic retaining clips, one and one, which is holding this guy together. Don't just lift it up because you're gonna break the retaining clips. So with your nail, okay, pull back on the retaining clip on one side, and you will be able to move just a little bit the DC jack, and do the same with the other clip, and you will lift. Okay, now you can completely lift up the DC jack. Okay, so it is out. Now this one, we have to route it under here, and it plugs in straight into the main board like this, which is fortunate because most of the many of the DC jacks are actually soldered into the main board, and that's a much bigger job, and it's a job which probably you won't be able to do it by yourself with the tools which you have in your household. However, this one is nothing but the AC adapter, and you have a very long wire which is secured directly onto the main board. Now, once you have this removed, you're going to use the same procedure as repeat it backwards. Once you have the DC jack, for this one I will have to order as I don't have one in stock, but once you have it, you'll plug it in, nicely sit it in its place. You want to hear the clips making that pop sound once the DC jack is properly seated, just like this. Hold on. Okay, now it's in, it doesn't go anywhere. Close the hinge and close the whole computer. You might want to try it beforehand, make sure the DC jack you received is the proper one and it's actually working. How you check that? You'll pretty much just plug in the computer. So you plug in the computer and you turn it on without the battery attached. The computer should turn on. That tells you that the computer is working, is getting power for the AC adapter, and your job is done. Okay, so that's how easy it is. I hope you're gonna be able to do it. The part you can find it on eBay, you can find it on Amazon. You can find it at any online retailers. I highly doubt that you'll be able to find it in a brick and mortar store. And just to save you a little bit of trouble, I'm gonna read you the exact part number if you want to order it before. So let's see. This is HPDC in jack 90 watts 799750-F23. So that's this particular one is manufactured by Foxconn. That's the one you need to have it to order it. So yeah, that's that. So that concludes today's video. I hope you guys I've been able to help you in fixing your computer. Hope you learned something, and if this video was useful, please leave a comment, like the video, or subscribe to my channel. Till next time, take care.